It's iRadio in the morning, and we are delighted to be joined by one of our I Love Irish Artist of the Month, Orla Gartland. Orla, how are we getting on?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing very well. We're loving the track Zombie. It's a really fun vibe to it, and it's different to pretty much everything we're playing on the station at the moment. I know just from watching your Instagram, your creator chronicles, you make a lot of songs, like literally hundreds of songs. Am I right?
A lot of songs I have made, yeah. I've been going through a load of demos that I've done over the last couple of years. So, I'm not like writing a song a day or anything, but I'm just trying to like recap on demos from the last couple of years. There's been quite a few.
So when it comes to Zombie, can you remember when you wrote that, or can you remember how the song came about?
Yeah, I wrote at the end of last year, about August, and I was taking stock of all the songs that I had because I'm making a big body of work for the first time. And I realized I had a pattern in all these songs of having dynamically kind of small verse, big chorus, small verse, big chorus. It's like an arc that you can follow, and sometimes that's good, but it was a pattern I was falling into a bit too repetitively. So I played the bunch of songs that I did have at that point, just demos, to a friend, and the friend just kind of pointed out, like, you don't have any songs that are like just explode with energy like straight away in. And I was like, cool. And they just kind of left that thought with me, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll just like give me a day. So I kind of wrote the intro, and I immediately, just off the back of that, wanted something that was like really fast and raucous and very like drums based. And I love writing songs that are really chill. Those songs are like much easier for me to write. So like I really tried to like push myself with this to not do that, because when you were, obviously gigs are, a distant memory at the moment, but when you're staring at a set list at your feet and you're losing the crowd, that feeling of knowing that you have a really big, fast one, um, is a really comforting feeling. So I was trying to think, even though gigs feel quite far away, I was trying to think of me in a year's time, thinking, what do I want to come back to when I'm at a show? Maybe it's a support slot, maybe I'm losing the crowd a little bit. What do I want to look at my feet? I'm going to want something that's just like, so I was also kind of thinking of that as well.
Yeah, you mentioned there the song is kind of loud and raucous, and I think they're two really good adjectives to describe the video. It's absolutely wild. How much fun was it to film it?
Like, that is so much fun, you would not imagine. I do all my videos, I direct them with my friend Greta, who's like my best friend. So it's just so fun. We tried to kind of capture a little bit of kind of Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead energy. And yeah, in the video, I'm like a zombie rescue ranger, self-appointed, kind of like a punky Girl Scout was my like brief in my head before we started. And I think that was kind of still
You
rings true.
nailed it.
Yeah, I think most of the clothes are just my clothes. I think I'm actually wearing the thing that I wore in the video. But we knew we wanted to have some zombie boys in the video. We knew we wanted them to be kind of like a bit of an eye roll. And at the beginning, our version of the zombie boys that we imagined they were going to be quite like laddie, and they're going to be kind of an eye roll in that way. And then we just thought it would be way more funny, because the song's about like repressing emotions, if maybe they were actually, it's a bit of a stereotype, but kind of soft boys, if they were kind of quite sensitive appearing, pearl necklace, nail varnish, band t-shirt, skinny boys. It might be more funny if they were kind of like that, and if I would go around collecting their tears, because it's such a rare thing when they cry. It was just like, it got like just sillier and sillier, and like everyone was so fun. And we just found all the boys in the video are just like people we found on Instagram. I like massively believe in the power of the internet, so it was it was just really fun.
So, like, as someone yourself who has been uploading videos regularly to YouTube, like you started uploading videos to YouTube when you were 14. We've got a lot of listeners who are like in the car now, who are young enough, and maybe they're interested in uploading videos to YouTube, but I don't know, is there like a leap of faith you need to take? Or what was it like for you starting on YouTube, and how did you make the decision to just do it?
It didn't feel like a very deliberate decision at the time. I was writing songs 13, 14 that I wanted people to hear. I was a bit of a show off, couldn't play, like too young to play open mics in where I grew up in Dublin. So, and also I was like massive geek. I was a huge YouTube fan of a lot of people in the UK and in the States, and I just wanted to like invite myself to the party basically. But I kept it very separate from everything else in life. I hated people in school talking about my YouTube videos. Like it was not, I was like not a very show-offy person in real life, but the comfort of like filming myself was very different. So I think it is a great place. I wouldn't necessarily advise people to do it now. I think it's all about TikTok. Like I wouldn't bother with YouTube. I think it's dead, to be honest. Things like this, the platforms, they change a lot, and it's been really, really good to me. Like YouTube has been great to me, but I think it's a totally different place now. And yeah, I think if anyone was listening that is a musician and wants to start putting stuff out there and maybe building an audience, like I think Instagram and TikTok are amazing. Yeah, it's still the like absolute Wild West. I think TikTok is like a sensory overload. Like I can't go on it every day. But I think for launching yourself, launching a thing, I think it's really like exciting tool.
Speaking of launching things, do you want to tell us about your hot sauce and how this all came to be?
Yeah. So I actually have it here. Funny that you say that.
Conveniently.
There wasn't really any like logic to it. I just like interesting merch, and I also really like hot sauce. I have sriracha on like everything. My mother is like, every time I come home, she's like really appalled actually, because I'll just put it on like lasagna and everything, and she'll just be like, oh my god, what have I raised? But yeah, I had this like little badge that I made for the zombie music videos, kind of something that my friend from Cork made, Aaron. He's amazing. And yeah, I made this like zombie rescue ranger badge, and I just found this guy in London who makes his own hot sauce just in his kitchen. He's just like a one guy business, and we just like dreamed this up together and put the little badge on there, and he was like sending me videos of him making it and like putting in jalapenos and like sending me like little samples. He let me be really involved in the whole thing. So yeah, amazing. There's no real logic to it. I just thought it'd be like a fun thing to exist.
I love it. I think it's a great quirky merch. We love it.
I love quirky merch. I love it. I just think, you know, t-shirts are great. Like, you know, obviously thinking all this stuff with gigs coming back as well at some point. Like, I don't know, some of the best merch I've ever got as a fan is like, there's an artist called Lucy Rose, who I love, who did tea, her own blend of tea a couple of years ago. It was like, that was really interesting. I know someone who sells honey. I don't know, I just think it's really fun.
We wish you the best of luck, not just with the music, but now with the hot sauce as
Thank
well.
you.
We are loving the track Zombie. It's one of our I Love Irish tracks of the month.
Yeah, thank you for picking that. I really appreciate it.
iRadio. Live life louder.